Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm jumping into ROM Golden Age, and this is literally my early gameplay experience as a new player. Nothing fancy, nothing endgame. I just want to show you what it actually feels like when you first start playing this game. When you enter the world for the first time, the game doesn't overwhelm you right away. You're slowly introduced to the environment, your character, and how movement and combat work. The camera is isometric, so you can clearly see what's happening around you, and it feels very classic MMORPG, but still smooth and modern at the same time. Early on, you start getting used to combat. Everything is real time, so you're not just standing still pressing buttons. You move, you position yourself, you attack, and you use skills while watching cooldowns. It feels responsive, and even at the beginning, fights don't feel completely brainless. You still need to pay attention to what's on your screen. One thing I noticed early is how your playstyle already starts forming based on what you equip. Even as a new player, the way you approach combat can feel slightly different depending on your setup. You're not locked into just one way of playing, which is nice, especially if you like experimenting instead of following one fixed path. As you progress, the game naturally pushes you toward quests. The quest flow is pretty clear, and it helps guide you through the world without making you feel lost. You're moving between areas, fighting monsters, completing objectives, and slowly understanding how progression works. It feels paced in a way that makes sense for someone who's completely new. During combat, you'll also notice companions, called guardians, helping you out. They're basically AI partners that assist you in fights. As a new player, they're actually really helpful, especially when you're still learning enemy patterns and skill timing. They don't make the gameplay itself, but they definitely make early combat feel smoother and more forgiving. Exploration is another big part of the early experience. You're not just teleporting from menu to menu. You're actually moving through zones, seeing different environments, and getting a sense of how big the world is. Even without rushing, it already feels like there's a lot more waiting beyond the starting areas. What I like is that the game doesn't force you to understand everything immediately. You're not expected to master systems right away. Instead, you learn by playing. You fight, you complete quests, you pick up items, and slowly, things start to click. For a new player, that makes the experience feel way less stressful. At this stage, progression isn't about min-maxing or chasing meta builds. It's more about understanding your character, learning how combat flows, and getting comfortable with the controls. You're building a foundation, not trying to compete with high-level players. Overall, from an early gameplay perspective, ROM Golden Age feels like a game that respects new players. It gives you direction without holding your hand too much, and it lets you learn naturally through gameplay instead of long tutorials or walls of text. So yeah, that's basically my first impression and early gameplay experience in ROM Golden Age. If you're just starting out like me, this should give you a realistic idea of what the game feels like in the beginning. No hype, no exaggeration, just actual gameplay and first impressions. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you in the next ROM video.
저는 서둘러 어둠의 숲으로 떠나야겠네요.
나머지 머맨 전사들은 우리가 처리하겠네.